So my name's Elijah Gallagher, mostly known as Elk. I think most people, even in my personal life, call me Elk as my gamer tag. My current position is main support for the HU Storm and team captain. Previously, I was playing DPS, but I'm much more comfortable in support, and I'm transitioning back this season. The transition from Overwatch League to college is definitely a big one. The most, I think, impactful change is a lot of your time goes from playing the game every waking hour of the day, pretty much, to schoolwork. You have classes, you have obligations to the university to perform well, and obviously you don't want to let yourself down and put like that stress where you might fail a class at the end of the semester, stuff like that. TESPA, I believe, also has GPA requirements that are higher than just passing, so you definitely have to be doing decently in college. For me, I really liked the transition. It was cool to have more things to focus on. I like most of my classes. I like my major. I think overall it's a good transition for someone who's looking to take their esports career and kind of transition to somewhat more of a professional educational side. For me, it was an amazing opportunity. Obviously, getting a scholarship to go to college to play the game I've been playing for 5 years is amazing. I don't even know how I got into esports. Probably the first events I watched were like League of Legends Worlds when I was 14, 15, but it wasn't really something I considered until it accidentally happened. Like I was scrimming with a team, I was practicing with a team because it was fun for me, and then somebody approached me and said, "Hey, do you want to get paid to play the game? Do you want to come play for us?" That was EG, and from there it just kind of took off. Like I hadn't really considered it at all until it just happened, and then suddenly I was immediately in it, trying to go pros and get to the highest levels as quickly as I could. Yes. I'm somebody who's pretty paranoid about spending money in general. I think the scholarship is very important for me personally. I know I have one sibling currently in college, and I helped them a bit financially. I bought their computer for them. I gave them some money to help them for like food and stuff because they're also on an academic scholarship. I think that the scholarship is the most important part of it. I think that that is what kind of helps you tie yourself to the university and make you feel like, you know, you are here to win them championships and they are here to support you in your education. And I think that's a really good relationship, especially for younger players. So for my first 4 semesters, I was an applied math major. Recently, I transferred over to CSIC, so computer science, mostly because I have an interest in machine learning. And I thought what I needed was the math background for that. But after being in those classes a bit, I decided the CSIC track would be better suited for the machine learning stuff. So I'm currently at a 4.0. Which means like obviously only A's in classes. I wouldn't say that my school and esports balance is good. I would say my life management skills I'm working on. I tend to be the kind of person who will not turn something in late, which means I'm trying to do 100% on everything, which is doable. Obviously, with college semesters and the way our season lines up, you have a lot of downtime. You have a huge break in the summer and you have a moderately short break in the winter. And if you're able to give 100% for those 4 months, I think it is easily achievable to get a 4.0. So I guess there's 2 aspects to that. One is pre-COVID and one is in lockdown, because currently we're online until early next month, I think it gets reevaluated. When we're not online, it's usually wake up, go to class, in the downtime between classes or after class, get food, do homework, practice, go to our scrims, which are usually 6 to 8 or 8 to 10, and usually that's every weekday. Weekends, we normally have matches, so Saturday I'll usually be playing all day to be prepared for the match. And then Sunday, I usually am either catching up on homework or I'm just being lazy and doing nothing if I happen to have the free time. I think my favorite moment has to be my first season because we ended up winning. We won the championship in what I would consider an unorthodox way. I obviously came here as a main support player, and halfway through the season, we evaluated it and said it might be more optimal if I swapped to DPS. We put somebody else on main support, and I was very happy with winning that season playing DPS because that is, to me at least, a much harder challenge for myself personally than if I had won something again playing main support. So that was a cool experience and a cool memory. Ooh, I'm really excited for our new players this season. So Tap, one of our new players, one of our new DPS, finally here in person, and then Lethal, another amazing DPS player we picked up, also here in person. And I think that them as our DPS lineup, they're both fantastic players. Like Lethal has had amazing success in EU contenders so far. We're positioned to be a very strong team. And that's really exciting for me. Additionally, with me moving back to support, I'm just really excited to play against our rivals and kind of see how we do. Ooh, I would consider our biggest rival to be Maryville, just because they have two of our ex-players, Cyrus, who was with us for, I think, multiple years, and Mikey, who was with us for one season. I also happen to know pretty much everyone on their team personally, so it's a fun rivalry. I think the team I want to beat to show that we're the best is definitely going to be Northwood, but in terms of like my emotional investment in it, I think playing Maryville will definitely be the most fun. What is something we've learned that is important to prepare us for this season? I think something I underestimated when I first came to the university was the amount of time and stress some students can be under because of their classwork. Generally, in professional Overwatch teams, there's not really a bunch... You can't really use excuses if you're on a professional team. Because one, you're making a ton of money, and two, people need you and your teammates need you to be at 100% every single match. Coming in with that mentality I don't think is bad and I don't think is wrong, but it's important to recognize when some students maybe have a really heavy course load in a semester, or maybe are like really struggling with something external and plus the classes plus the practice that's like dragging them down. And just being able to adjust and try to like support those people through those times and hoping that with that support they can still perform well and that you can maybe like change their trajectory to an upward one, I think is something I hadn't really considered prior to being on a collegiate team. If you like the 4.0 GPA thing, I'm trying to think of what else would be a good humble brag. I think I might be the most decorated contenders player in collegiate at the moment, with like the most contenders wins, which was 3 consecutive seasons. Yeah, no, that was a wild time.